The other week, I was on Etsy shopping for some doll clothes, like I do. I've gotten some great clothes off of Etsy. For example, this is my unpaid fashion intern, Yvette. You may have seen her on my Instagram, and she is currently wearing a top that I bought from an Etsy crafter who I met on Instagram, who made the shirt herself, and I just think it's absolutely beautiful. Etsy has been a place that's helped me learn to sew, like, for example, this dress that I made for Lindsay. I made this dress using a pattern that I bought from a seamstress on Etsy. So I was so excited to scroll through the doll clothes options on Etsy and see what new fashions I could get from my unpaid intern squad. And then I saw this. Now you might be asking, hey Savvy, is that a doll-sized t-shirt screen printed with an AI-generated image of autism? And my answer to that would be, I don't know. I mean, yes, it is a t-shirt, and yes, it's doll size, and yes, that's an AI-generated image, but what it's an image of, I think that's just going to be a question we're going to ask until the end of time. As I was looking through the shop, I noticed that a lot of the clothes looked like this. Graphic tees screen printed with horrifying AI images, often with some generally vague positive message about celebrating diversity or accepting autism or loving each other. And my question to this was, why? Why are you doing this? What exactly are you selling? If you enjoy screen printing onto doll clothes, that's awesome. But if you have no idea what to print on the shirt, or you don't know how to create your own images to print on said shirts, why are you offering up designs on your shop? Why wouldn't you just list yourself as a custom screen printing service and then let customers upload images for you to print? Plenty of shops do that. It's how I got my Julie doll, the Little Miss Watergate t-shirt she wore in my Gamergate deep dive from last year. Right now, though, Julie's currently dressed for WNBA season because Julie is a basketball girly, and her hometown of San Francisco just got their own WNBA team this year in 2025. Shout out to the Golden State Valkyries. Julie, you know I must really love you if I'm buying you special merch from a team that's not the Sky. But that's because my doll of me is wearing the Sky merch, of course. But this all got me thinking, if the world of doll clothes is already falling prey to the scam of selling AI images and pretending there's any value to them, how much more of this is going to take over Etsy, one of my favorite marketplaces on the internet? So I did some looking around and, it's bad. I'm sorry, it's bad. From awful images screen printed onto low quality clothing to people just literally selling files of images they didn't make themselves, we'll get into that, to even worse things somehow, get ready. Every online platform is becoming filled with people who just want to make money for nothing. Hey everyone, I'm Savvy. Welcome back to my channel. This is Savvy Writes Books. On this channel, we do book reviews, video essays, discussions of the book publishing industry and just creative worlds and things like that in general. If you are new, please don't forget to subscribe because I've been putting out new videos every week and I hope you guys are enjoying them. Before we get into it, I'm going to give a quick shout out to my Patreon supporters whose names are listed up on the screen. If you're interested in getting access to behind the scenes blog posts, sneak peeks of books I'm currently writing, occasionally additional videos and live stream recordings and things like that, then check out my Patreon page as well, which is linked below. And in my description below, you'll also find my top tier Patreon supporters who contribute $5 a month and up, who are linking their own things below as well. There's a couple links you might want to check out down there if you like this video. I got a bunch of people who have linked their own Etsy shops with their own handmade goods made by them, a human. And then there's also a link below to someone who's running a platform that is working to try to put a stop to generative AI and all the damage that it's causing. So I've got some good people in my audience. You guys are great. Thank you so much. Today, we're going to be reviewing some of the worst AI-generated products that I've seen, and as you probably know, one of the things that I really don't like about people selling AI images online is that the image is completely devoid of any human artwork. It's not original, it's not personal, it's not created by human artists. So before we get into those, I wanted to first shout out an awesome book featuring lots of really incredible art that was created by talented human artists, and that book also just happens to be the sponsor of today's video. Today's video is sponsored by the book The Ultimate Guide to Rebuilding Civilization, which is a huge book that covers all kinds of human discoveries and inventions from all throughout history, starting with the very beginning, like how humans began making fire, and then delving into other human inventions and discoveries like tools, mechanics, aviation, art, music, and more. This book covers so much about what it means to be a human being being with a creative mind. I'm a very curious person and I have a ton of interest, so I love that this book covers so many different topics, and beyond that, it has absolutely gorgeous illustrations. It's so fun because it almost feels like I'm taking a trip to a science or a history museum every time I open up the book and flip through the pages and read a little bit more. Plus, it's just a gorgeous book with a timeless looking cover, so it looks really amazing when I display it on my shelves or on my coffee table. In the past, I've talked about how much I love using Kickstarter as a way to independently launch books, so I also thought it was really cool that The Ultimate Guide to Rebuilding Civilization originally started as a Kickstarter project which raised over $2 million in pledges and pre-orders. If you're interested in getting your own copy of the book, The Ultimate Guide to Rebuilding Civilization, then check out the link in my description below. When you use my link, you can use my special code SAVVYBOOK10 to get 10% off on your order. If you do choose to check out this book, I really hope you enjoy it, and I really hope that it brings as much joy to your home as it's brought to mine. Alright, since I started off this video talking about AI-generated images on doll clothes, let's continue talking about clothing and merch first, and then we'll fall deeper down the spiral into weirder and weirder things. It's probably no surprise to anyone following AI controversies that, of course, people are now using sites like Midjourney to just generate awful images for their unoriginal clothing brands. In fact, some shops are made up of entirely awful AI-generated clothing, like this shop called Moodier Vibes. Moodier Vibes has this t-shirt. This is a shirt of a DJ zebra, I think, or as the listing calls it, colorful animal DJ t-shirt, zebra DJ shirt, DJ headphones clothing, psychedelic clothing, animal lover t-shirt, funny hip shirt, rave. I love when people's titles are just as many keywords as they can mash together without any regard for things like whether it makes any sense. I also love this new fashion trend of psychedelic clothing. It reminds me of that Rugrats episode where Angelica thinks she can predict the future, so she refers to herself as a psycho. My other favorite thing about this t-shirt is the zebra's headphones. See, this zebra is a DJ, which means, of course, he's wearing headphones. But this zebra must be using some new style, some new type of DJ technique that I've never seen before, because he's wearing the headphones absolutely nowhere near his ears. I'm not sure how he's hearing the music, but maybe zebras do it different. So if zebras do it different, then when they have a DJ cat shirt also, the cat should have his headphones on his actual ears this time. Right? Let's take a look. Oh, nope. No, he doesn't. Turns out DJ cats are even weirder than DJ zebras, because this cat not only has the headphones on the side of his head, nowhere near his ears, but he also has a second set of headphones, one of which is attached to his right paw, and the other of which exists in place of his left paw. So I guess he walks on the headphones too. What kind of sounds do you think he's creating by making himself a little kitty cyborg with headphone feet? What do you think it sounds like when he walks across the turntable? Let me know your thoughts on our DJ cat friend in the comments below. Just like with the doll clothes, my question when I see shirts like these is, who would buy this? Who's this even for? Why would you pay $25 for a t-shirt printed with an image that isn't unique to any artist? Again, if these people are generating images on Midjourney, which is a platform open to the public, if someone really wanted an ugly-ass AI image on their shirt, I can't imagine why they would, but if for some reason they did, why wouldn't they just generate the image themselves and save the money and not pay someone else to do it? Okay, you might be thinking, but at least it's a shirt. Maybe this shop does some screen printing or something. Maybe they're not just drop shipping the shirts from China. I mean, I'm 99% sure that they're definitely doing that, but okay, at least there's a physical product that has a function. Clothing has a function. You can wear it. I don't know why you would want to, but you can. So then tell me, what is the point of this? An ugly AI-generated image of a leopard to hang on your wall. Sorry, why would you want to hang up a piece of art that nobody wanted to actually paint in the first place? What would be the point of hanging that up? Every time you walk down the hall, you could be like, ah, yes, there is the beautiful print of a picture that nobody painted, which I paid $8.11 for. Okay, but at least it's something, right? Like, at least it's a physical print that you can hang on your wall. Oh, wait, no, let's actually look at the title. This is a digital download print, which means that it's not actually a physical product they send you, it's an image file that you can download that you then have to go and get printed yourself. So you also have to pay for the color printing. I seriously cannot see what purpose this product serves other than maybe to induce my trypophobia. Buddy's got a lot of random holes in him there. I feel itchy when I look at this dude. Okay, so now it's time to get into the even weirder side of Etsy, if you can believe it. This is the side of Etsy where the shops aren't actually selling any physical product at all. It's like all the NFT bros needed a new hustle when the one they were doing before dried up. No, it's not like that. It's exactly that. Let's talk about the magical world of AI image digital file downloads. And nowhere on Etsy is being taken over by these awful digital file downloads more than the world I love most, the world of toys, dolls, and action figures. This little guy comes from a shop called Kiaza Designs, which is a misnomer because nobody is designing anything here. This thing is called Custom Action Figure on Capsule Caricature Portrait from Your Photo, Image Illustration Only, No Real Toy, Unique Gift as Download. So for $3, you can get a digital file of yourself as this horrifying little toy, which I wouldn't even call an action figure because he has no articulated limbs and seems to be stuck in a bubble, so I'm not sure what actions he's planning on doing. The only action this man seems to be doing is advertising for Red Bull in an awful AI-generated image that you can pay someone to make for you. And he's advertising in the image. That's a commentary on capitalism if I've ever seen one, okay? Well, at least he's only $3. I couldn't imagine someone charging anything at all for this slop, let alone more than $3. Oh, what's that? Other Etsy shops are selling things like this for 10 times that price? For $30. $30, you can get this digital download from a shop called AG Design Studio Shop, which is also a lie because no one designed this. A robot stole it from artists who actually did design things. To add insult to injury, the first example they show on this listing is for an action figure of a graphic designer. So for $30, you can pay someone to tell a robot to steal other people's art. Why would you buy that for a graphic designer? What graphic designer would ever want this? Like, here's a gift. It's a rendering of you made by someone who's trying to steal your job and do it worse. But I think the most dystopian of these examples comes from one of the other pictures on the listing for Andrea, the interior designer. Her action figure includes accessories like a bag from Target, 2 Amazon boxes, a Stanley Cup, and an iPad. So you can pay $30 for someone else to tell Midjourney to generate an image of you with a bunch of branded products from major corporations that are owned by billionaires. And then after you pay for it, you won't even get a physical product, just an image file of this thing that you could have generated yourself, though you shouldn't because that's terrible for the planet. But my point is, why would anyone pay for this? Now, this should have most of you guys pretty annoyed, right? Like, this is straight up dystopian. But for those of you who are out there thinking something like, well, at least it's customized, at least it's a downloadable file that they give you, which if that's what you're thinking, I seriously question your standards, but if that's what you're thinking, get ready because it still gets weirder. Let's go further down the Etsy rabbit hole, where the robots aren't just selling digital file downloads anymore, they're literally selling nothing. Like, they're selling less than nothing. Somehow, these products seem even emptier than the stuff we just looked at. Are you ready? Because I'm not sure you're ready for this one. Are you ready? Faith-fueled ChatGPT prompts for Christian creators. Who is going to tell this person that faith and ChatGPT do not go together? From where I'm standing, it looks to me like ChatGPT is an affront against God. Nobody created ChatGPT in any human's image, okay? ChatGPT is the equivalent of being an imposter human. God does not like ChatGPT.
Now knock it off!
I'm speaking on behalf of God because in my book review last week, Allie Beth Stuckey thought she could speak on behalf of God, so if she can do it, I can too. If you buy faith-fueled ChatGPT prompts for Christian creators, you'll receive a Google Doc with 100 AI prompts, meaning 100 things that you can copy and paste into your own ChatGPT, and then that prompt should theoretically cause ChatGPT to write a Christian blog post for you or something. Now, Savvy, you might be asking, if they're selling the prompts, and the prompts are supposedly guaranteed to produce a good Christian blog post or social media caption, then doesn't that mean that everyone who buys this prompt bundle will just have the exact same blog post? Okay, maybe, or maybe it won't be exactly the same. Maybe ChatGPT will spit out something slightly different for each user, but then, if it says something different every time, how would this Etsy seller even know that the prompts are always going to be effective? Because it's a scam. It's not supposed to work. It doesn't matter if it works. It's a scam. And with any scammy online practice, we would not be complete without an additional tier to our pyramid, now would we? We would be remiss if we did not find a course that's going to scam you to take the course on how to scam other people. For $35, you can get something called Digital Design Wall Art Course, Learn to Create and Sell AI Prints for Beginners, Midjourney Course, PLR Marketing Guide, Midjourney Help. Did you try using Midjourney to create shitty wall art and listed it on Etsy, but no one wanted to buy it because it sucks and has no value? Well, easy solution, just make a course about how to generate shitty images and sell that to other people who will also make no money off of this fruitless venture. I think I'm going to report some of these listings to Etsy. You know why? They're actually against Etsy's terms of service. Here's what Etsy has to say about people selling nothing on their platform. While we allow the use of AI tools in the creative process, we prohibit the sale of AI prompt bundles on our platform. We believe that the prompts used to generate AI artwork are an integral part of the creative process and should not be sold separately from the final artwork. Selling prompt bundles without the accompanying finished artwork undermines the value of the artist's creative input and curation, which are essential to the creation of the unique creative items Etsy is known for. Okay, like, to be fair, I also hate how Etsy is saying this, right? There is no creative process when you're generating an AI image. There is no final artwork, only just like a final picture that looks like shit that nobody actually created. So there's a lot I'd be saying to Etsy about this, right? I disagree with Etsy here, but it does also make it clear that you're not supposed to be selling prompt bundles. So at the very least, we can report listings of AI prompt bundles to Etsy and hopefully get them. The other thing that I think Etsy needs to do is just ban AI generated products. If all you're doing is generating an image and then selling it to someone else to download, that has no value. It contributes nothing to the world. You need a no skill to create it, meaning anyone could create it using the same easy process that has no barriers to entry, meaning it's not worth anyone's money to buy it. It's a shame to see all these products clogging up my Etsy feed too, because it's a site that I really like using to buy things like handmade doll clothes and patterns for making my own doll clothes. A lot of the crafter community, especially myself and other people I meet online, we rely on Etsy as a place to buy and sell our original art and to exchange art resources with one another. And this shit is not art! I will end the video on a positive note though. Do you like this cute little tote bag that my doll has? You know how I said earlier that I made the dress for this doll? I didn't make the tote bag. My mom made the tote bag. Guess what? There's a human size of it. Ready for this? There's a new Etsy shop out there, folks. It's selling wonderful handmade goods, and those goods are made by my wonderful mom. That's right. My mom decided to become a boss babe. She's following in my footsteps. You can blame me later. Just a couple months ago, my mom launched an Etsy shop called Lola's Baggage, where she sells handmade tote bags. I've got one of these bags right here. These bags are really awesome. They're like really sturdy. I use them for all my groceries, so there's no more plastic bags. And if you're like me and you live in Chicago, plastic bags at the grocery store are an extra 7 cents per bag when you're at the checkout. That's like a tax they have. And also, it's better for the environment to use reusable bags. Anyway, these bags, they're so great, okay? They have pockets. They have pockets in the interior, or you can flip the bag inside out. Ready? Watch this. You can flip it inside out if you'd rather have the pockets on the exterior instead. It's fully reversible, and it's totally up to you which way you want to have it. My mom has been sewing these bags for a long time now, and I'm glad that she finally decided to start selling them because they're super nice bags. They hold a lot of weight. Like if I'm carrying all my heavy groceries or I'm carrying a bag full of all my books, they're really good for that. The straps are reinforced. They're very sturdy. I love it. So this isn't a sponsor or anything. This is just me giving a shout out to my mom because I'm glad she's pursuing sewing professionally. My mom is the person who taught me how to sew, and it's been a skill that I've been really enjoying learning. So I just like seeing more crafters getting their work out there for real handmade goods and not things that are made by robots that are stealing from other artists. I will link my mom's shop, Lola's Baggage, in my description below if you want to check it out. And while you're at it, leave me a comment letting me know the names of some Etsy shops or shops on any other site or individual artist independent websites, anything like that that feature artists that you really love. I'm enjoying buying lots of stuff from artists lately, you know, doll clothes, of course, but also things like stickers and patches and enamel pins. I really like collecting things like that. So I'm really excited to find more artists whose work that I want to celebrate. That's all from me today, but I'll be back next week with some more book discussions. In the meantime, don't forget to support artists and not robots. Bye!
Get you some nuts.
Yeah, you effing.
Up yours, woke moralist. We'll see who cancels who.